Thanks for having me. I'm
Pleasure.
just like to create companies, I guess. Started out of college and I'm on my third one now and having a great time with it. And just love bringing solutions to a market, seeing an opportunity and pulling together a team and creating a solution and getting it out. So
Hmm.
having a good time.
Awesome. Awesome. Do you come from a long line of business makers?
Not at all. It's
No.
just to me, it was one of those things that just sort of seemed innate. I always, from the time I was a little kid, liked creating little businesses. I mean, even like my, mowing lawns when I was, uh, 10, 11, 12 years old, right? And creating a landscaping business to creating businesses through college, just businesses that would make me enough money to have spending money in college to then getting out of college and saying, okay, let's do something real. And that's when I
Hmm.
started bedandbreakfast.com.
Nice. Was that the first business?
That was the first one. Saw the opportunity to give travelers a single place to go to find the most up-to-date information available in the world on bed and breakfasts. And so we
Hmm.
created that right as the internet literally was coming out. VRBO, Vacation Rentals by Owner, was launching. Expedia, Travelocity were launching. You had a bunch of people launching stuff, and we did it for the bed and breakfast space. We had
Hmm.
the leading property management software in the space. We created the first central reservation system in the space. And then we sold it 2010 to a company, HomeAway, that eventually got acquired by Expedia.
Mm, nice. So are all your businesses focused on the travel vacation industry?
I wouldn't say, it's a great question. Sort of, yes. Um, so I guess there's four companies, not three. So bedandbreakfast.com, certainly travel. I co-founded a company called Turnkey Vacation Rentals. We were the second largest property management company in North America, and we sold to Vacasa in 2021. Certainly travel, and then what I'm doing now, Savvy, uh, certainly travel, right? A place for savvy travelers to go to find and book vacation rentals without the 15 to 20% platform fees. Those are all clearly hospitality and clearly travel. And the reason I stuttered a little bit is I created another company that is sort of still hospitality and sort of still travel, but it's a manufacturing company. I created a company called Fun Air, and we
Uh,
manufacture inflatable toys for mega yachts. So you could sort of say that's travel. It's certainly hospitality. It
hmm.
it, it helps bring people together to have fun and create memories with friends and family that are already on a yacht, which is going to be fun, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it's always been everything I've done. It's been around making it easier to bring people together to create memories because I sort of think that's really what life's about.
Hmm. Got it. So, this is your philosophy in life, bringing people together. That's the best part of life. So naturally, you'd build businesses that would reflect that.
You got it. You want to do something you're passionate about, and I think that's what I find my passion in is spending time with friends and family.
Hmm. Awesome, awesome. Cool. And your current venture, Savvy.
Yeah.
How did you come to start that?
Being just being in hospitality for over 30 years now, I also didn't mention, but I co-own a 20 key boutique inn just outside of Austin, Texas, and just have been able to see what's going on in hospitality for the last 30 years. And one of the things that I realized 5, 6 years ago was that while hotel distribution costs were coming down over the last 20 years, independent properties distribution costs were increasing and costs for travelers were increasing. And the fees had just gotten sort of outrageous to where it was preventing people from traveling as often and as having as much fun because they were spending so much money on platform fees to pay Airbnb or Vrbo just to use the platform to find a place to book, and that money was going to Airbnb and Vrbo. And I just thought, I know how to fix this, and I have a team that we've done it before, and thought, this is a big pain point in travel. I think the other big pain point is people get frustrated not knowing for sure if they're going to get what was represented on a website, right? So you see a listing looks great and you show up, and the pictures were uh, didn't adequately show what you were actually going to get. So you show up and you're disappointed, right? Or you have a
Mhm.
bad experience and there's nobody to call because it's a for rent by owner property, and the person you're renting from is on vacation out of the country or certainly out of town, and there's nobody there to help you. So I felt that we could address the two biggest pain points in a very big industry, and that was the platform service fees and the professionalness or hospitality that people get when they actually book a vacation rental. So we wanted people to have peace of mind and know that they're getting the best deal, and that if there was an issue, they're stuck outside and their Bluetooth lock isn't working or their AC's out, there's a professional that is in that market that's ready to come take care of them and make sure everything's good and that they have a good trip. So that's what we're creating at Savvy. Site's been live just over 4 months now. We've got
Mhm.
almost 3,000 property management companies that have signed up over the past 2 years. We've been working on it obviously longer than it's been live. And that represents over 150,000 properties in North America. So
Wow.
still a long way to go to provide travelers with more and more options. But we see that travelers are saving on average almost $600 for the same property that on Savvy that they would book on Airbnb or Vrbo.
Wow.
Gives them the ability to use that money to get the ski in ski out ski house instead of down in town, or get the beachfront property instead of in town, or stay an extra night, or bring in a chef, or go do a spa day, or whatever it is. But it allows
Mhm.
people to travel more, travel nicer, and create better memories with friends and family. So excited.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. So how does Savvy make money without the service fees?
Yeah, great question. We basically have gone to the proven model from before everybody got greedy, I would say. When I launched bedandbreakfast.com back, in the day, this is 95, it was a simple subscription model. And that's what we're back to. So it's the same thing that VRBO had originally, HomeAway, bedandbreakfast.com. Property managers, because we, again, don't accept for rent by owner properties. We only accept professionally managed properties. Property
Mhm.
managers that are connected through one of the 20 property management software systems that we're fully connected to via API today, and we're adding to those. Property managers that are using one of those PMSs can sign up with us, onboard all of their content, rates, availability in 15 minutes, list all their properties completely free with us, with no obligation, no contract, whatever. They're on the site. That makes them available to travelers.
Mhm.
If they have the option, if they want more exposure at maybe their slow season or their shoulder season, or for a new property or whatever, on a monthly basis, not an annual basis, they can bump up a property in the search results by just making it a premium sponsored listing. So that allows us to not charge the property manager a commission or transaction fee or service fee, and it allows us to not have to charge the traveler a service fee either, or a booking fee,
Mhm. Got it. So the property management company pays a subscription fee. Am I understanding that correctly?
when they want to, for more exposure. They don't
When
have
they
to.
want to for more I
Yeah,
got it. Got
yeah.
it. Got it.
So we look at it this way, right? It's projected to be 20 million vacation rentals globally in the next 5 years. We think by allowing property managers to list for free, we can get 20% of them. That's 4 million properties. That's twice the size that Vrbo is today. It's half the size that Airbnb is.
Mhm.
Of those 4 million properties, we think at any point in time, maybe 1 in 10 will pay to upgrade. Great. That's plenty.
Mhm.
But that's a great business. And we don't need to charge more than that. So yeah, it's just a more efficient model.
Yeah,
When a
yeah.
traveler comes to us, we're facilitating the reservation through the PMS directly with the property manager. So
Hmm.
travelers getting the best rate, the same rate they would have gotten had they gone directly to the property manager's website, to the host's website. Um, but they're getting to see all the properties in a market and not having to go to 15 or 20 different property manager websites, re-enter in all of their search data, figure out how to navigate the site, find the ones they're interested in, compare it to these other 3 or 4 or 5 sites. So
Hmm.
we're doing all we can to pull it all together so travelers have one place to see all the inventory. And then when they go to book, we're going to facilitate the reservation, and they're booking directly with the PM property manager, just as if they had gone to that property manager's website. And then we'll send a traveler confirmation notice. They'll get a confirmation notice directly from the property management company as well. So we're not adding in a whole additional layer of costs, and we therefore don't have to charge for that. Property managers already process credit cards. We don't need to do that. They already support the reservation. We don't need to do that. They already offer protections for, you know, fraud and damage protections and all those types of things. So by not rebuilding that entire intermediary cost layer, we're able to bring a more, I guess I would say, a less expensive and better functioning marketplace.
Hmm. Awesome. It's a great idea. How are you getting the word out? Because you explaining this to me, I'm like, oh, that's a no-brainer. Like, I'm gonna check out Savvy next time I'm in need of an Airbnb or VRBO. It's like this is
Yeah,
a more efficient business model
yeah, yeah.
that saves on every level. How are you getting the word out? Because I think
It's
that's
a great
the main
question, and
challenge, right?
that is absolutely the main challenge. Property managers love what we're doing. They want, that's why we've got almost 3,000 that have already signed up. They want that direct relationship with their customer. They don't want Airbnb or Vrbo to have it. So we're doing great on supply. Now that we've launched savvy.com just over 4 months ago, we've been out for the last 3 months testing. Basically our answer is social first. I mean, you've got SEO and AEO and GEO and all of these things, and
Hmm.
we'll need to be aware of that stuff and be on top of that. But there's a lot of noise out there, and we don't think that's ultimately the way that we win. We think because people are so incredibly frustrated with fees, and people want to be savvy, and those that are savvy want to tell other people about the great new website or app that they've found, uh, and and that travel's sexy, right? We're not talking mattresses or razor blades or tires. We're talking travel. It's one of
Hmm.
those things that every time you get together with your friends and family, that you haven't seen them in a few weeks, you're like, hey, so what are you doing this summer? Oh, I'm going to go get a vacation rental in Barcelona. Well, maybe not Barcelona, they're cracking down, but you know what I mean? Uh, you know, travel is one of those key buckets of things that people talk about when they get together. And so we think that once people like you just did hear about us, next time you're meeting with friends and family and that discussion comes up, we're betting that more times than not, you're going to want to tell your friends and family about this cool new site or app that you've heard of that is going to save them almost $600 on average per reservation. So we
Hmm.
think word of mouth will be big. We think press will be big, and we think social will be big.
Hmm.
Another
Awesome.
great another
Awesome.
great example is last, I guess it was last month at this point. Had a buddy was going somewhere for a Memorial Day last weekend in May. And he's like, hey, do you have any properties in this destination? And I was like, of course, look at all these. And I'm scrolling through it on my phone. He's like, oh, well, we'll check it out tonight. He texted me the next day. He's like, hey, we booked something through you. We saved $1,100.
Oh my gosh.
He's going to tell every single person that he runs across about us.
Hmm. Yep.
So if we were just another Airbnb or another Vrbo, it'd be impossible for us to
Hmm.
to get awareness. But I think our value prop is strong enough, and the frustration with the incumbents is strong enough, and the sexiness of travel is strong enough that we just got to get out there and let people start seeing how awesome it is, and we'll hit a tipping point.
Hmm. Yeah. And the Savvy name and your URL are very easy to remember. How did you come up with the name and how'd you get that sweet URL?
The name, so I had just spoke at a Skift conference in New York City a year ago. Um, yeah, a year ago. And I was on the plane home from New York. And when I'm on the plane, I sort of get caught up on all my newsletters and emails and industry press and pubs and stuff. And I'm reading through one, and I'm reading that says blah, 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 savvy travelers, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, holy crap, that's it. Savvy. I mean, that explains who our customer is. Our customers are those people that want to know that they're not overpaying for a property. They want to know that the property is going to be as represented. So they're those people that are smart enough to understand that everything's not created equal, and they're going to appreciate our offering. Because look, we're not saying we're going to displace Airbnb or Vrbo. Those are huge multi-billion-dollar companies, and they've got service offerings and they've got users. But look, this is a hundreds of billions of dollar industry. If we can go in and move 5 to 10% of the booking share from those guys through us directly to the property managers, that'll be a game changer for property management companies. Because a property manager, it doesn't matter what they do to try to build their own book direct business, right? Great website, nice booking flow, good UI, UX, good SEO, some social. They can't disintermediate an Airbnb or a Vrbo because they're a single property manager in a single market 99 times out of 100, right? So if I'm a property manager in Austin, Texas, I can try to get people that are searching for vacation rentals in Austin to come to my site. But are travelers really going to come to my site when they want to see really everything that's available in Austin? And are travelers going to go re-enter, July 1st through 5th, 10 people, 3 pets, we want a hot tub, we want it on the lake? Are they going to do that 15 or 20 times in a market? No, maybe a few percentage points, but not the vast majority. So the only way that we as an industry are going to be able to move share from an Airbnb or a Vrbo is for a book direct OTA like Savvy to come to the market and give travelers that option to see everything. And then when they find a property on our site that they like and they give us dates, we're up to, I think, about 90%, 9 out of 10 times, we're going to show the traveler the Savvy price versus the Airbnb and Vrbo price for the same property for the same dates. So they can
Whoa.
see right there, they're saving $200 or $2,000, and
Mhm.
they're good. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's in a good spot.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that's undeniable if you're looking at that. How did you come up with this model for
It's
rentals?
just what back in bedandbreakfast.com in the days when we were working with bed and breakfast, it was all guidebooks, and it was just you literally had to. There was no search, right? There were no color photos, there were no real time anything. So you had to read every guidebook and then find one that you liked. And by the time you called them, well, they were out of business because the book has been on the shelves for 3 years, and it was researched 2 years before that. So the data is 5 years old. So we're like, let's put it all in a database so it's searchable. And then the
Hmm.
internet came along. And so instead of, we were going to license it to the AOLs and the Prodigies and the CompuServes and the MSN networks, all of the proprietary networks. But before we had our first deal signed, about to sign with Microsoft Network, and this internet thing, went from ARPANET to a graphical user interface. And it's fun going to the time machine and looking at some of the original website iterations. Oh, the gosh, they look terrible. But that was a game changer. And we're like, okay, we're just going to go direct and do that and allow people to search with search tools through a database and see the photos and see the availability and make a reservation. And just if there was a downside, I guess it would be that I didn't pick a bigger market. I just picked bed and breakfast because that's what my wife and I, we've been married 35 years now. Right back then when we were married for, I guess, 5 years at the time, we loved staying at bed and breakfasts, and we still do, but we also go to any and everything, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Branched
Awesome.
out a little bit.
Yeah. How'd
And
you
you're
secure the, oh, go ahead.
yeah, I was to say your other question on the domain name was I just
Yeah.
found out who owned it and negotiated an agreement with them.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they
Nice.
were sitting on it and they weren't using it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
one of those
That's,
things. I mean, I think brand is critical. I mean, I came up with bedandbreakfast.com, easy when we were bed and breakfasts, but Fun Air, I think that's a good brand. It's inflatables for mega yachts. Came up with that. Turnkey vacation rentals. It's a mouthful, but I came up with turnkey. Savvy, I think, is the cleanest one yet. And you think about air, bed, and breakfast. Now Airbnb,
mhm.
vacation rentals by owner, now VRBO. Both of those are just, in all truthfulness, a bit of a kludge. I think, but they're great brands. I mean, they've built
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
brands. I'm not trying to say that, but if you actually look at the brand, it's sort of, what is an Airbnb? Most people don't even understand that. They just know what it is,
Hmm.
right? Um,
Yeah.
I think Savvy will resonate more. I think most travelers are ready to move on from Airbnb and Vrbo. Not all. Some people are going to stay there because it's change. But I think people are like, okay, this is enough, guys. Give me the next. Give me something better. You know, what's Vrbo was launched 30 years ago. Airbnb was launched 17 years ago. It's like, oh, it's time for something better.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. Amen. Awesome. Well, I have one final question for you, and you may have
Yep.
already even answered it with your great previous answers. But I have to ask. It's an open-ended question. You can take it in any direction that you like. And the question is, what are you working towards?
Great question. I love how open
Thank you.
ended it is. And I would just say that I'm working towards creating the best alternative to Airbnb and Vrbo that exists.
Hmm.
That would be my succinct answer. My bigger answer behind that would be it's not I'm working towards selling it or IPOing or whatever. I like creating businesses in an industry that I'm passionate about. And the creating is the fun. It's also the stress, but it's the fun. It's fun to create something that people are like stoked about, and you get good feedback and good comments, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, why hadn't somebody done that?" Um, that's my reward is seeing people be able to travel more and have more experiences. So yeah,
Hmm.
the goal is let's just keep working towards a really really good alternative. And there's I mean, we're adding properties to the site every week. We've got a feature list a mile long of things that we're adding to the site as well. The app is getting close to coming out, so keeping busy and moving forward. That's the goal.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, as someone who travels a lot and uses a lot of Airbnbs and derivations of them, this is perfectly targeted towards me. Airbnb has just gotten insane. I remember a year or two ago, it was the service fee was as much as the fee itself, and I was like, what? It was literally double. And then the cleaning fee was insane on top of
Yeah,
that. I was like, what? Where are they coming up?
yeah.
Like a hotel is half this price. What are you doing, Airbnb?
Yeah. I mean, there's some things in there if you unpack it that really are like a hotel has efficiencies of 40 units in one location, right? And they're all a bedroom and a bathroom. They're
Yeah.
not. two rooms, a living area, a kitchen, a laundry room. So it's less to clean, and it's easier to build that into the rate because you can do it nightly, right? But you get a one night stay in a vacation rental versus a week. It's like, okay, how do you start getting into that? So you're still going to have cleaning fees on Savvy, and you may still have some host fees. They're the same ones that are going to exist on Airbnb and Vrbo. You're going to
Hmm.
have those here. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to add an additional service fee or booking fee on top of it. That alone is going to save you the almost $600 or 15 to 20% on average.
Wow.
Yeah. I wish we could get rid of all the fees. I mean, obviously people have to clean. They would end up having to build those into their rates. And then it's hard because they're not nightly like a hotel is. And there's
Hmm.
a higher cost there. So for a one night stay, cleaning's going to have to be a lot more than it was if it was a 7 night stay, and they could split
Hmm.
that cleaning cost over 7 nights because you don't
Right,
clean it
right.
every day at a vacation rental like you do in a
Hmm.
hotel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
So
makes sense.
there's some nuance there for sure. I think the good thing is we're even with those, we're going to make it a lot less expensive and give people peace of mind uh, by just getting rid of our fee.
Hmm. Awesome, awesome.
And
And where
that's
can,
and that's
yeah,
savvy.
good. That's savvy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I actually wrote that down as sort of the cornerstone of like a marketing campaign. It's just someone talking about their great vacation to a friend, and then there's, the savvy guy. He's like, "That's savvy."
Yeah. Savvy. Yeah. Yeah. No doubt.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you for creating this and trying to
Yeah, Chris.
bring more vacations and more time spent with friends and family to the world. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Love it. Having
Really, really
a great time.
incredible.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, where can my audience find out more about you?
Yeah. You can find us at savvy.com, SAVVY, and you can find me, Eric Goldreyer, on LinkedIn.
Hmm. Awesome. We will link to those in the show notes. Eric, thank you again, man. This was a real pleasure.
You bet.
Yeah, awesome. And to our listeners out there, thank you so much for tuning in and stay savvy, everybody. See ya.